Thank you for the question. Hope I captured it well. Your interest is in knowing why we have set a deadline for the phasing out of the old passport, and as such commencing the issuance of the East African e-passport. You will allow me give you a little bit of the history. I'll try to condense it as fast as possible. One, the decision to commence the issuance of the East African e-passport is not a decision that affects Uganda alone as a country. It all started from the International Civil Aviation Organization that is charged with overseeing the movement of persons. And of course, as you're pretty aware, we have a directorate here that is responsible for immigration in Uganda. And we normally, at the ESC level, we have a meeting of the chiefs of immigration from all the three partner states. So sometime back in 2013, the meeting was convened, where, riding on the guidance from ICAO, the organization, the international organization that I've talked about, a decision was made by the chiefs of immigration to adopt the East African e-passport. Of course, by our rules of procedure, when a decision is made by the chiefs of immigration, then it is escalated to the Council of Ministers for adoption and eventual implementation. So what happened? The 20th Sectoral Council of ES Affairs and Planning considered the recommendation of the chiefs of immigration, and they were persuaded and convinced that we need to go E in a way. Subsequently, the Sectoral Council recommended to the Council of Ministers that took place in 2014, wherein the decision to implement an East African e-passport was passed, and a directive or a decision was given to partner states to commence the phasing out of the old passport and commence the issuance of an East African e-passport. Of course, again, by our structuring, after the Council has adopted a decision, it is again escalated to the summit which is constituted by the heads of state of the different partner states. And in their 17th meeting of 2016, this decision was embraced. The structure, the design, and all the features were approved. So after that decision, then partner states embarked on the implementation. If we are going very specific, the Republic of Kenya started in 2017. The Republic of Burundi, Uganda, and Tanzania commenced their issuance of these e-passports in 2018. And Rwanda started in 2019. So along the way, of course, there were challenges that came in. Of course, the expectation was that when you commence the issuance of the e-passport, then you should phase out the old version of the passports that we were using. And as fate could have it, the 38th Extraordinary Council of Ministers held on 30th January 2019 set a deadline of phasing out the old one. And that deadline had been set to be September 2021. I think that was the basis for our Ministry of Internal Affairs issuance of a new deadline now for phasing out. Because they were like, by September 2021, we should not be using the old passports. The period before September, of course, had so many issues, including COVID-19. So with the COVID and looking at the rate of implementation, because between December 2018 and July 2021, only a handful of these passports have been issued. Meaning, if we were to phase out, so many people would be restricted in their movement. Of course, as a region, we recognize the fact under the Common Market Protocol that people should move as much as possible. So by July 2021, approximately 500,000 e-passports had been issued, 560 service passports had been issued, and only 1,500 diplomatic passports had been issued. So there was need to go back to the decision-making body, which is Council, for them to get an extension of sorts. We were supposed to have a meeting sometime in August, but again, due to COVID, we could not have that meeting. So we had anticipated probably by September we would be able to sort this issue once and for all. So in between there, an interim decision was made to extend by those 6 months, and the deadline now being April 2022. Of course, from the perspective of the East African community, we want to ensure that we observe the provisions, the obligations under the treaty and the Common Market Protocol. It is an explicit provision in the treaty that partner states will direct their resources and policies to enhance regional integration. So whatever we do as a country in one way or another must feed into what the region intends to implement. The Common Market Protocol explicitly provides for the free movement of persons within the region and, where possible, facilitate their movement outside. And so it is in that spirit that we are introducing this East African e-passport with a view of facilitating the movement of our people. The deadline, yes, it's not cast in stone. There could be room for some review after the chiefs of immigration have met. The meeting of the chiefs of immigration was meant to take place in August between 10th and 16th, but it could not take off due to some, again, challenges relating to COVID. But the same is now scheduled for October. We believe after that meeting in October, as a region, we shall be able to communicate the conclusive date. However, as a region, we are insisting that the old passport should be phased out and we go for the e-passport that is now internationally recognized. If you may allow, please allow me briefly talk about the charges, because the charges that have been adopted by Uganda as a partner state, because we have 4 categories of passports, but mainly 2, because we have ordinary with 48 pages. That one goes for 250,000 Uganda shillings, approximately $70 US. Then we have the ordinary passport of 64 pages that goes for 350,000 Uganda shillings, equivalent to approximately $98 US as per the current rate. Then we have a service passport that goes for 400, which is equivalent to 112, and then the diplomatic one, which goes for 500, which is equivalent to 140. Precisely, I think that's what I can say. Unless there are other questions, I beg to leave it at that. Thank you.